Hey guys.
Hi.
Hello, good afternoon. How are you today? We hope you're doing great.
I know, we're doing good. So I'm Catherine, I'm Queen G. Get your sexy back. Don't forget that, that's my tagline.
Get your sexy back. I like that.
Don't you like that?
Yeah, I did. We're here having a very impromptu conversation. We're going to talk about health and wellness.
How are you?
And who am I? I'm
yeah,
Alan
who are you?
Biles. Hey, Smiles with a B, okay?
Smiles with
Smiles with a
that's
B.
very
See,
good,
you like
okay.
that? Yeah,
Very
Smiles
good.
with a B. You know, I always experience joy and happiness because I adopted a joy and happiness philosophy a long time ago, and therefore it keeps a smile, at least in my heart, all the time.
There you go. That's a really good attitude to have.
That is a good.
And this is,
I'm Rebecca. I am actually Queen of Green.
yeah.
Queen of
so
Green.
She's the Queen of Green, Green.
Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Queen of Green.
And you know, we didn't take each other's thing.
No.
Somebody named me
And it
Queen
just
G,
came out that
and
we've
it
been
did.
doing this. Yeah.
And it's just worked out really well. I'm gonna get a crown.
I know, we need to get you a
G.
crown.
Yeah,
The
I
crown
am.
with a G.
Gonna look for. I looked on Amazon. They don't have it.
Let's go to Party City later.
I can have a crown.
So what are we doing? So this is our Thursday. No, I'm just going to skip right over
We
that.
like to have fun, okay?
Fun.
So that's the first rule. Fun,
Yeah,
laugh,
fun.
joy.
Yeah.
So this is our Thursday weekly get
Yes,
together.
every
Talk and
Thursday,
chit-chat
1:00. We come, hang out, we talk.
At Fit and Fuel down in Naples on Vanderbilt Beach. This
Yeah.
place is, if you guys haven't been
Awesome.
here, this place is so cute. Right next to the bike shop down on Vanderbilt, all the way down at the end. It's
Yeah.
a little cafe, coffee shop. So cute.
More than that, you can come for beer and wine too. And also, this used to be
and
a
coffee.
And this
Okay.
used to be a
Iced
really
coffee.
small. It used to be really small over there. This used to be a Subway, and
Oh,
the
right.
Subway was removed and replaced by
Fit and
this.
Fuel.
And it is that's so Fit and Fuel, good
Yeah.
for your body, soul, mind, everything.
Which is exactly what we're
And
about.
it's just down the
Yeah.
street from Planet or LA Fitness.
Yeah.
I mean, down the sidewalk from LA Fitness. So you got the bike shop here. You got LA Fitness there. You got her office a little further
Right,
down than
my
that.
office is down
Yeah.
the street. We keep saying street.
Down the street.
My
This
home
the
is
street
8.5
you walk on.
miles.
It's
Your
not
home
that
is
close.
Oh, further than that.
oh further than that. But hey, here we are.
Yeah, so one of the things that we were just talking about today is just mental, physical health and different things that we do to
And
stay
your-
sane and to keep, how food
How food
affects
fuels your body in a
yes,
good or
our
bad
body,
way.
right, our body, soul, everything, our mind, it does.
Absolutely.
It affects your mind, it affects your chemistry, your blood, your oxygen, everything. So it's really important.
Absolutely.
So I got a little funny story. You know, I do a lot of running around during the day, and I'm in the car, and I just forget to pack something or whatever, and I'll stop and grab something, and you know, because I've had kids, so I'll stop at, I don't know, grab a hamburger someplace. I'm tired after that. I want a nap.
Don't you? It just like, and it feels very heavy.
Very heavy, and I'm drained.
Yeah.
And yesterday we had an acai bowl, and I was ready to go all day long.
Do you know? And I had the
You had a what
cacao.
yesterday?
An acai bowl.
Oh, okay. Acai.
Yeah.
Acai, yeah.
Acai.
Yeah, whatever.
Acai bowl.
Actually, it wasn't. It was a battalion bowl, but.
But
Okay,
okay,
that's
there you
right.
go.
And I
And I was
had the
fine the rest
cacao.
of the day. Yes.
Yeah, but I added, banana and some protein because I
Right.
hadn't eaten all day, which don't do. We're never,
And then
ever,
we get
ever
starving,
supposed to.
and
Yeah,
that's the
because
problem.
then
And I
you eat
pull
really
through,
bad things.
Yes, and I pull through a drive-through, and ergo the cheeseburger, French fries, and then I want to go and take a nap.
Well, first and foremost, I think the first place to start in the conversation about mental health, wellness, and well-being is to ask yourself, what is your personal commitment to your own well-being? You've been given a gift that you have a body. And if you're watching this video, we're here together. We're blessed that we have our full capacity.
Yes.
We have our mental capacity, we have vision, we have the ability to speak, we have ears that hear, we can smell, taste, touch, feel. Okay? We're spiritually inclined individuals, so we try to live in balance. But then you have to come to a place, at least I did, this is my journey, is to recognize that I've been given a body, a temple to live in, while I'm enjoying this physical, and what is my commitment to taking care of that body?
And responsibility to yourself.
And responsibility
Not to
to
anybody
myself.
else. It's
Right.
just responsibility.
Like you
Go
mentioned
back.
about hamburgers.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
I made a decision a few years ago because of that, that's something that absolutely I don't put in my body.
Right.
Okay? Because of that very effect.
and I wish that I could be that strong to do that.
And there's a lot of things
There you go.
though.
But it's a
that you-
journey.
Right,
Yeah.
it is a journey, but there's things that you can do to replace that
Right.
that aren't really difficult to do, because I know that what I do to replace that is I'll do my Purium green drink.
Yes.
And now I love cacao, right?
Cacao. Oh,
Whatever.
cacao. Oh, yeah. Cacao is raw cacao. That's chocolate, but
Oh my
it hasn't
gosh.
been messed with. There's been nothing
No
done to it.
sugar in it,
Right.
no nothing,
Right.
and it gives you that extra energy.
Oh, yeah.
And so,
And it's so full
I'll
of-
do that,
Yeah.
and I won't have that craving.
Right.
The craving goes away, and it's not expensive. So there's little things that we can do to just make ourselves feel better. Yeah,
That's right.
Which is basically why we brought Alan in today, so we could
Yes.
talk about it.
He is so knowledgeable with nutrition. I have learned more from you in a few months than I knew for years.
thank you.
Very, very knowledgeable. So that's why he's here.
Thank you.
I mean, well, that's not the only reason.
That's
He's
the
our
only
friend.
reason. Right.
Yeah, so-
You're my friend. You're my friend.
So, but he's very
My gifts.
knowledgeable. So share, because I know we
So
were talking about
because
something right before.
right. So we were talking about happiness, and there is things that you can do, like you were talking about the strength to get off of meat, okay,
Right.
or
Well,
whatever.
I don't know if I would ever do that.
Right, but
Maybe get off
okay.
of fast food.
Right, fast food. Well, what I found was, like,
I'm
okay,
trying.
so I did the Purium 10-day transformation. And the very first time I did the Purium 10-day transformation, I lost 14 pounds.
Right,
But
right.
that's a side benefit. That isn't, a lot of people say, oh, it's weight loss. It is, but it's the side benefit
That's a side- right.
is it cleanses, it breaks your body's addiction to addictive chemicals in food.
And sugars,
The
salt,
sugars, the salt, the caffeine,
right,
the
is a toxin.
Okay?
And that's why I did it
People
as well.
What I've learned in my journey over these last 4 or 5 years of detoxifying and cleansing and purifying and trying to get clean with my food, my diet, and I've read a couple of books on this subject, and that is that our bodies, our brains, get addicted to these chemicals in these
Yes.
foods.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And you don't realize that
Yes.
when you're presented,
Insult.
like
Yeah.
for instance, when I say to someone who's a real strict meat eater, one of the greatest things you can do for your body is to quit eating meat. Those words trigger something in their brain that is a reaction because
Right.
their intuitive body, okay?
Right.
Not what they're consciously aware of. There's an intuitive nature in the body.
Your
Right.
subconscious. Yeah.
Your
Right.
subconscious that goes, whoa, no,
Right. You're
because
right.
it's addicted.
Right.
Like you
Okay?
just did.
Right.
Because I went through that too when I stopped
And
doing
it's
fast food. So
and
I
until I
understand.
read that the intuitive intelligence, you might call it, subconscious,
Right.
but that third, so you have, your persona, your consciousness, your subconscious,
Right.
but somewhere in that is this third energy that is your body. Okay, and your body, like if you tell somebody that they're not going to, they say, well, I'm just addicted to sugar, and you are.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you are. I was.
And
Not
it's-
anymore.
No.
Oh no, you still are. It took me.
I'm less.
It took me a
But-
year to get rid of the sugar addiction,
Yeah.
like totally, completely. Whereas my daughter,
Yeah.
she went on the KG4 and she doesn't do sugar at all. now.
She's
like
younger.
just like
I mean,
that.
we're
Like
not in our 20s anymore.
I'm young.
I mean, even though I say
Speak for yourself,
but-
sister. I'm 28, okay?
And I've been 29 and I've been here for a while.
Hey, that's
so-
right. Just because.
We're regressing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in
that's
age.
in
Yeah.
age. That's right. Younger, healthier, better, stronger, smarter.
So Alan, what does Purium do for that? How do you
So
wrap all
because-
of that up into what you're doing with Purium?
Yeah. a
Okay,
simple-
so the Power Shake, which is a blend of the Power Shake and then the Daily Fiber, those two together raise something called the adiponectin, which is a hormone. It's called the skinny hormone. And everybody's heard of cortisol because cortisol is what builds fat around, especially in
Right.
men. In women,
Around
it's
their
on-
bellies, like
around
the
their
beer-
belly.
like the beer belly.
And
Right.
women get it in the hips in
Yeah.
that part. Okay. What happens is when you take the 10-day transformation, you lower your cortisol and you raise your adiponectin, so you turn your body into a fat-burning, muscle-building machine, even if you're sedentary. even if you're sedentary, which is phenomenal. That's because when I did it the first 30 days, I purposely did not do anything extra exercise.
Yeah,
I didn't.
and I can't do anything. Well, now I can.
Now you
I
can.
can finally
You can
go back to the gym. I've been released, but when I started doing Ethereum,
Right.
I wasn't. I got in the car accident.
Right.
And I started actually. Now that I think of it, right now, I think that's when I started doing Ethereum.
It was about the time.
After I got into my
right after
car
car
accident.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm done. I was feeling just gross. That's when I started doing Ethereum.
And what happens is you start killing those bacteria and the parasites. Speaking of meat, I want to, if I can, for a moment. I read a study and I watched a video, and I've got to spend some time researching this because then I can send the video out. It so grossed me out.
Oh, are you talking about the one where they did the pigs and
Yeah.
all? Oh
Okay, I
my
wanna know
gosh.
how to roast your sandwich.
No, this is pork. So yeah, it was a beef.
Oh
pork.
no, I
But
watched that.
But there's so.
You'll never touch
So
pork again.
if you were affiliated with, are acquainted with, or you yourself are of the Hebrew nation or Jewish and have a background, you know that they don't eat pork. No close animal. And the reason, and I always look. Oh, you're Jewish?
She's Jewish.
Mazel tov.
I'm half, actually. I'm 100% right down the middle half.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wow.
Oh, see,
There we
look
go.
at that. We didn't
Half-breed.
see. Every day we
I am.
learn something. That's so cool.
That's really
Always
great.
my life celebrated
Right.
Christmas and Hanukkah
Yeah,
and
Hanukkah.
Easter and Passover and
And hey, let's
That's
get it all
pretty cool.
together.
There
Well,
we
I
go.
studied. Many years ago when I was married, we lived up in Newport Richey, and I studied under a Messianic rabbi
When did you live in Newport Richey?
in 89, 90. Yeah.
My family lived up there the same
Really?
time. Yeah,
Really?
my mom's side. Yeah, my aunt.
Come in.
Oh,
They
no.
can't see you.
Hi, they couldn't see
Wave,
us.
let 'em know
My
you're
aunt,
here.
Hi, we're back again. Sorry.
Yeah.
My aunt and uncle,
Her aunt and
Isley, lived.
What was her last name?
Isley.
Don't remember. It's been a long time.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, that was
that
late.
was a lifetime ago.
Squirrel,
But the point
the
is
squirrel.
that I studied it. What I found this book that led me to a video, and there's research,
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday.
and they cook the pork loin, okay, to temperature 180 degrees or whatever, 140 degrees, whatever it is, so that the pork is done, the pork roast. Then they sliced it thinly and put it back under the microscope and allowed it to come to cool to room temperature. And as it did, you could watch the parasites come
Start
back
coming
to
out.
life.
Yep.
They would come back. I mean, now they're probably, you can't see them with your naked eye. It's not something you can see.
so why is that
And
different
they'll-
in pork than anything else?
Well, because pork, that's why the scripture tells you not to eat pork, because it has natural parasites that are healthy for the pig. Because they're, what is it when something lives off of something else? What is that called?
Yeah, I can't remember.
The chicken I'm
It feeds
talking
off
about
it.
feeds off
Yep.
of it. But for some animals and some things, it's healthy. It doesn't hurt the animal. It doesn't hurt the host. In the case of pork, when those worms and things get in your gut that live in the muscle of those animals.
Can I put bacon?
Oh, absolutely.
I realize
Absolutely.
it's ruined my day.
Well, I don't mean to ruin your day.
Well, actually,
but you know the
but
truth
this is a
is,
healthy thing. So now you know that.
Right.
if you're
You know what it's
empowered-
doing to your intestines and your digestion.
I don't eat a whole lot of pork, but bacon.
Well, but that's the whole point. I love bacon too. Don't get me wrong. What do you mean?
Turkey bacon.
Yeah, you know what?
Not the same.
And it's funny because again, going back to the subject of people's reaction when you talk this, and they go, "What do you mean? I love that." Now hold on. But then you have to ask that question: why do I love it? Because and for those of you who don't know, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, he wrote a book called The Four Agreements. A phenomenal book. It is a life-changing book. There's a lot of books in my life that have been life-changing,
I'm
but
writing
it
this
is
down
at the
in a
very
second.
top of my list of books.
4 agreements.
The Four Agreements. You can get it on Audible. You can get it in paperback, hardcover. I have all three. I have it on Audible. I listen to it regularly. And it's The Four Agreements. It's based in Toltec wisdom.
Author
Okay?
again, please.
Don, D-O-N, Miguel, M-I-G-U-E-L, Ruiz, R-U-I-Z, Don Miguel Ruiz, the 4 agreements. And
I'll
in
put
that,
this, by the way, in the comments.
Yeah, we'll post
yeah,
a link.
yeah, we'll put a
post
link to
something.
Amazon.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And if you have Audible, I recommend that because he actually narrates it himself. Don Miguel Ruiz.
Oh wow. Okay. Cool.
And I love Audible books that are narrated by the author.
Yeah.
If they're a good speaker, because then they put the tonal inflections and everything else.
Right.
They
if not,
because they wrote it.
It just falls.
Oh well, yeah, no, it's good.
We can't see
Lean
it.
in.
I'm
Oh, she's
Here?
here.
Oh,
I
she's
just want to
here.
make sure. I didn't see her.
So anyway,
I'm here.
but
Yeah.
in that he talks about in the beginning of our life, or what he calls when we're children, we are domesticated.
Yes, we are.
It's during our domestication process.
It is.
And that
Absolutely.
whole process, our families, our
Yeah.
parents, our friends, our whatever, we're introduced to foods, and it's accepted as part of our bodies become at young ages
Right.
addicted to this stuff because our parents were, our grandparents
true.
were. It just is passed down to us.
Yeah, it is what we do.
It is.
That is just what
It's,
we do.
it's like the
Yeah.
story of the young couple, and they get married, and it's. I'll make this really short, but they get married, and Sunday morning comes, and the bride comes home from church, and she's all excited about making dinner for her husband. And he observes her. She bought a ham, and he observes her cutting both ends off the ham, and then bakes the ham. And they're sitting, and he says, "I just am curious. How come you cut both ends off the ham?" And she says, "Well, I don't know. My mother always did it, and I just guess that's how you do a ham." And so a few Sundays
you
later,
go.
they're at Mother's, and at his mother-in-law's, and he observes that his mother-in-law does the same thing. She cuts both ends off the ham and bakes the ham. So during dinner,
what you do.
he asks the mother, because he'd never seen his mother do it, and he's asked her, and he says, "Well, I don't." Then so his mother-in-law says, "I don't know. My mother always did it. Grandma always did it that way.
There you
so
go.
that's the way
And
you
that's
do
what
it."
we do.
Okay.
And
So
that's
he
how we
goes.
do.
So here's the catch. He goes to Grandma after dinner. She's sitting in the reclining chair, leans down next to her and says, "Grandma, I have a question for you. Why is it that you always cut the ends off the ham? My mother never did it, and I don't know why you do it." And she said, "That's very simple. I never had a pan big enough to fit the whole ham."
That's funny.
I thought it was going to be something like
good.
really.
I know.
Yeah, that's really good.
Okay?
That's really
so,
good.
sometimes things happen in our life for the stupidest reasons,
and there's no
but we
reason
don't
for
question it. But we don't question
I'm
it.
going to remember that.
That's
Just
fine.
as a
Okay?
joke to say at a bar or something.
that's
or I don't
right,
know.
right,
I don't know. I got to remember it for something. So we're just
so
kind
health
of
and wellness.
Yeah, we're going to kind of
Yeah.
wrap it up.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to mention, I know that we've got a huge little event coming up this
Yes, we do.
weekend.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Because
So we are all with Retro pretty much.
Retro
And
company.
Retro Company, which is an organic skincare company. A lot of other things.
Organic skincare with
With
FDA approved medical devices to treat wrinkles and grow hair.
and grow hair.
So this weekend, we're actually tomorrow morning. We are going to the Retro Convention down in Sanibel. I cannot wait.
Up
Up in
Up in
Sanibel.
Sanibel, up and over in Sanibel from here, we're in Naples.
Yes, it's still on the beach. If anybody's
On the beach. We won't have time to go to the beach, but
So I know that we're gonna have some really exciting things coming out. and
Yes.
I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to see what they've got. You know,
There
in
will be
store
new
for us.
product announcements,
Yeah.
so we will go live.
yeah, absolutely.
I'll go live, absolutely.
Yeah, will you go live? Good.
Go
Yeah,
live
go
when they
live.
start.
Go live.
There and
Yeah.
just
Stuff.
let everybody know.
So
Yeah.
on the note, and we'll make this short, but we were talking about health, nutrition, and gut health and everything else, but then there's skin health. Now your gut health affects your skin.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes, it does.
It's most important.
Absolutely it
But
does.
second of all, to be able to have clean, green, eco-certified skincare
Yes.
that helps to keep the skin from the outside in
Right.
clean, refreshed, healthy,
It's
youthful,
huge. It's huge.
Beautiful.
has vigor,
And reduces aging.
and a lot of companies
FDA
say
approved to do
FDA
that.
approved.
Yes, approved to do that.
Well,
It is-
most
yes.
companies say
We can treat wrinkles. We are allowed to say
And
that our red light mask does treat wrinkles and the mask does grow hair.
and we grow hair 78%
Yeah,
better than Bosley,
48%.
48%.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can't push it.
48.
Okay, so
78, 48. Hey, we're better than them, okay? Because we have FDA approved. We have the shampoo that makes your hair soft and beautiful.
Very good. So,
You said body,
Yeah.
fullness.
so we're
There's
gonna
no
wrap it
chemicals
up.
in this.
So
We're gonna wrap it up, guys.
check it in over the weekend because we'll get some product announcements
Have some really
and
cool stuff. I'm
Yeah.
super excited.
I
We
know.
are excited. It's going to be fun.
And then next Thursday,
Thursday,
we will be
Big
here
back.
again.
Fuel. Come and hang out with us. Come grab a
Oh,
sandwich.
yeah. You're
This place
down
is
here
so
in
cool.
Naples.
Yes,
Down in
meet us here at 1 o'clock
This
next
place is really good.
Thursday.
Yeah.
They have
Next
good
Thursday.
food, good drinks. Their coffee is fabulous. Everything.
And every week
really
we're
good.
just going to pick a different little topic to talk about.
Coffee.
Yeah.
And it's all of our different, points of view. And whoever wants to talk about whatever, we're just going to come up with different topics. And how do we deal with this issue?
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
and what does this mean? And how do you understand
And brainstorm.
this? And
Find
brainstorm.
solutions.
And that's it.
Find solutions.
Very
Find a better
simple.
way to live
Yep.
to keep living healthy. Wellness.
That's
Body.
really what we're all about. Queen of Green.
Wellness.
Body, mind, and spirit. Queen of Green.
Queen G.
Smiles.
Well, there's a different reason why I'm Queen G, but
Well,
no,
close
that's
enough.
for next.
Close enough.
All right.
All right, guys, we're
We're
going to wrap
excited.
it up.
Thank you for being with us.
Thanks,
Bye,
We
guys.
send you
guys.
love, light, and peace.